Hi everybody, welcome to my very first vlog, and today I have some really big news I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and I'm super excited. So I'm writing a book. That's my news. I'm writing a book, and I've been planning and starting my first draft for the first month now. It's feeling pretty good, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys like a little bit of what's happening and my characters, my plot, and all of that stuff, and help get it out there to the world. I'm writing a book, and so when I decide to publish it, people will hopefully go and buy it and read it. That's my goal. But I'm very excited to be sharing this news with you, and it's been something I've been very dear about for a very long time. Back in first grade, literally, I have it up in my closet right now. I wrote a picture book, and it was about princesses, and it's really cute. But anyways, let's get started. Talking about the plot. So this takes place July 2nd, 2019 to sometime after July 4th, 2019. I'm not sure when I want to make it, like how long I want to make it go till. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we will see. So Maya and her friends are going to this lake house that Maya's grandmother owned. But Maya's grandmother did pass away 4 years ago to natural causes, but her body was never found, and she was never sick. She never did anything, and she was really happy, and she was always smiling, and so they were really unsure of what happened to her. And so when Maya's grandmother died, Maya inherited the house, the lake house. But obviously it's very expensive, and Maya's parents decided to take that as an opportunity to sell the house, to try putting it on the market. But Maya did not want to, because that house has always been very dear to her. When she was younger, they used to go every year for 4th of July, and their cousins and their grandparents and uncles and aunts would all come together, and they would do a big 4th of July get together. And Maya did not want to get rid of the house because it had such special memories in her heart, and her parents wanted to sell those memories away, basically. And so her friends and everybody's having a good time, and they're watching fireworks shows, they're going downtown, and they're going to restaurants. And at one of the restaurants, Maya meets a guy named Cole Bennett, but that's all I'm gonna say. And so Maya and her friends are chilling, and then paranormal stuff starts to happen. They wake up with scratches on their back. They wake up hearing footsteps, hearing things being dragged. They wake up to voices that aren't really there, and they basically think they're going crazy. And then they decide to discover what's happened, to see if the house at any point in history has any bad events. And then they discover the tragedy of 1965. And if you want to know what that tragedy was, when I publish my book, go read it. That's what I'm going to get you with. And then they start to think, what if that happened to my grandmother? What if that's the reason she's not here today? And then they start thinking, what if that happens to us too? And then they start going, oh my gosh, and they're panicking, and they're like, we need to get to the bottom of this. And the police wouldn't listen to them. And so, yeah, that happens, and now they're basically just trying to fight their way through, figure out what's happening in this house, and see if they can figure out whatever is attacking them can get out of there and leave them and everybody who's been in that house alone. So we're going to start by saying Five Lies by Holly Jackson, because in this book they're all being attacked, and that's kind of how Maya and her friends are feeling in this house. And I actually have a lot of Holly Jackson books here. So this is the back. Wait, I'll read the back of Five Survive to you. It's a great book, by the way. 8 hours, 6 friends, 5 survive. Red Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with 5 friends, her best friend and her older brother, his perfect girlfriend, Red's secret crush, a classmate, and a killer. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere with no self-service, they soon realize this is no accident. They had both been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who's clearly wants one of them dead. With 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape, or figure out which one of them is the target. But is there a liar among them? Buried secrets who will be forced to light, and television's intentions inside the RV will reach deadly levels. Not all of them will survive the night. The next book is The Reappearance of Rachel Price, another great Holly Jackson book. Literally half the books I have here are Holly Jackson. This is what it looks like without the dust cover. I'm going to read you the back now. Light, camera, lies. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mom's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished, and young Belle was the only witness, but she has no memory of it. Rachel is gone, long presumed dead, and Belle wishes everyone would just move on. But the case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal. And then the impossible happens. Rachel Price reappears, and life will never be normal again. Rachel has an unbelievable story about what happened to her. Unbelievable because Belle isn't sure it's real. If Rachel is lying, then where has she been all this time? And could she be dangerous? With the camera still rolling, Belle must uncover the truth about her mother and find out where Rachel Price really came back from the dead. So this is a book to really match it because people do go missing in this book. And it talks about how her grandmother went missing and the 1965 tragedy of people and everything go missing. And so that's how I think this book kind of relates back to my book. Okay, the next one is my last Holly Jackson book. Good Girls Guide to Murder. This is the classic. If you have not read this and you're a teenager or even an adult, please read this. Anyways, I'll read it back now. This is the story of investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Annie Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Selsing, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent. The line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. Again, this one's just how people have been blamed for murder, people have been, in my book, have been blamed for murder, have been taken, and it's kind of like a big mystery that, again, Maya and her friend and Cole are going to try to solve. One of Us is Next. By, who's this by? Karen M. McCranus? Hopefully I say that right. She writes really good books too. One of Us is Lying, One of Us Are Back, and then One of Us is Next was really good. So I'll read you the back on this one. In the years since Bayview 4 were cleared of Simpson's shocking death, no one has been able to fill the gossip void quite like he could. The problem is no one has the facts. So now, this time it's not an app, though it's a game. Truth or dare. Phoebe's the first target. If you choose not to play, it's the truth. And hers is dark. Then comes Maeve, and she should know better. Always chose to dare. By the time Knox is about to be tagged, things have gotten dangerous. The dares have become deadly. If Maeve can't learn anything from Berlin last year, then they can't count on the police for help or protection. Simon's gone, but someone's determined to keep his legacy at Bayview High alive, and all the rules have changed. again, so one of us is next. Like, Maya doesn't know if one of her friends will be next or anything really. My face got really red, sorry. And then they, like, how it says they can't really rely on the police for help. That's how Maya feels, and how the police aren't going to help Maya and her friends. Okay, I think I have one more. Let me check. Okay, I did have one more. It's another Holly Jackson book, As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. I love this book. Anyways, I'll read the back. Pip is still haunted by the way her last investigation ended. She is used to online death threats in the wake of her rival true crime podcast, but soon the threats escalate and Pip realizes that someone is following her in real life. When Pip discovers a connection between her new stalker and a local serial killer, she finds herself in the center of the case. Will her good girl ways die with her, or as the deadly games play out, will Pip risk losing everyone she loves, including herself? So this book just basically, like, she doesn't know, like, Maya doesn't know she's losing herself or what's going to happen, and like how there's risking everybody she loves in that house and all her friends, and then all of that, and how her grandmother is gone, and so she just gets stressed out. Also, if you like scary movies like It or the book It by Stephen King, Conjuring movies, Sam and Colby, you would probably for sure like my book. I don't think there's really anything else I have to talk about my book. If you have questions for me, please comment below and I will answer. I love to see comments, and I really hope you guys are interested in my book, and I can put a longer form on a community post if you want a more in-depth, like, description of my book. I can totally do that if somebody wants it, or I can put it in the description of this video. But I'm going to for sure keep posting on this channel and post book updates, so please follow me if you want to keep seeing those, and then I can let you know when the book comes out. So stay tuned for more. Bye!